morning. Time to just peruse the garden area. Don't know that it's really a garden anymore. Cover crops are up. Third planting has started to come up, which is great. Everything is proceeding as normal. What's awesome about these cover crops is just, look how much they cover that ground. Not going to be any weeds in there. They're going to fix some nitrogen in there over the winter. When I come back and get ready to plant, the soil will be a lot more fit. So many advantages to cover crops for all kinds of reasons. If I'd known about cover crops sooner, I probably would have used them instead of attempting any type of winter garden. And technically, the climate here is mild enough. I think there's just too many other factors involved, like rain, amount of daylight. Ultimately, I think unless you're able to really take care of the plants, really babysit them, you almost have to have a greenhouse to grow anything in the fall and winter, which is fine. It's just, a good greenhouse costs money. A lot more money than just laying down a cover crop for next year. They are going to consume more moisture and reduce any compaction that I've caused. Granted, it's not all that big a deal because it's just my body weight compared to, say, a tractor. It's still not a good thing to be walking across all the time. You've seen social trails before. That's just the body weight of the people that walk across those paths, and yet even that inhibits the growth of vegetation in those spots. So the same can be said for a garden. If I'm walking across the same spot all the time, I'm gonna get enough compaction to prevent, stuff from growing there. Having something growing there will help break that up. And hopefully, if the spring is wet again, it will take less time for me to be able to come out and plant, because you've got this cover crop using that moisture, especially in the spring when it's kind of coming out of its dormancy. So if you're gardening in a wet area, I would highly recommend, once you've cleared it out, just drop a cover crop on it. Covering your rows is, one thing you can do, but man alive, if you got the time, go for it. Not everybody has that kind of time. All right, so now, time to get down to business. I was planning on just kind of cleaning up all of the garden stuff and getting it put away for the winter, but that's going to happen. That's going to have to happen next week. I've discovered that my pumpkins are starting to soften up. That's not good. Never had that happen before, so I don't know what I did wrong. I've grown this variety for years. I don't know why, because it's always frustrating because they never produce enough. I think I've just bought into the line that these make the best pumpkin pie, and I don't think I believe that anymore. Chances are I'm not growing this variety again, but I still want to get it preserved. There they are, right there. See those? I need to get them in the oven, in the food processor, and then in the freezer ASAP. On top of that, I've been working on grinding up corn, and which has turned out to be a pretty slow process, but strangely satisfying. And on top of that, I've got a honeydew list. Yeah, see that? When that starts to wrinkle like that, not a good thing. All right, well, those look okay. Pretty simple. Little water, face down, about an hour. So while that bakes, I'll just chop up the rest and get them ready to go. All right, it's time to grind some corn. So what you're seeing here is a grain mill that just attaches to your KitchenAid. This is the only one I found. It's from Mock Mill, and you can get those. I got mine from Pleasant Hill Grain. So you just pour this in the hopper. With corn, I want to start with a very coarse grind because it feeds much better into the machine. I have this straw in here to help it feed. It doesn't like to feed the corn much by itself. I use the straw. It doesn't get caught up in the grinding wheels at all, so it does just fine, and it speeds up the process a lot. The downside to using the KitchenAid version of this guy is that mixer will get pretty hot, and so will the stones inside the mill. So then you pretty much get one batch, and then you need to let it cool down and then come back at it probably the next day. I grind about 4 cups at a time, and that seems to do pretty good. So you're going to see me grind this. Overall, I'm going to grind it twice. I'm going to grind this down, and then I'm going to sift it, and then take the coarse grounds and grind those finer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Not really going to try and make this too much about food preservation over the winter, but just wanted to show you what I was doing with what I grew this year. Anyway, I hope you'll like and subscribe to this channel, and have a good day. Thanks.